All right, so today we're diving deep into lottery strategies.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, and we're getting all of this from a Lotto Secret.
Okay.
And there's actually a free copy for everyone listening linked in the description.
Perfect.
Now, everyone knows that no one can guarantee a lottery win, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But but wouldn't it be amazing if we could at least approach it a little more strategically?
I mean, I think that a lot of people kind of misunderstand that we can't necessarily predict winning numbers,
Right.
but we can definitely delve into the methods that people use to choose those numbers.
Oh, for sure. And the first method that the Lotto Secret talks about is all about historical data.
Okay.
I've got to admit, I love patterns.
Yeah.
Is there anything to looking at past winning numbers to inform future choices?
You know, it is a really common approach, and the idea is you might be able to spot trends
Okay.
that could maybe give you an edge, and it's kind of like frequency analysis, where you're not predicting the future,
Right.
but you are looking at those numbers that have shown up more often in past draws.
So what you're saying is if I see that the number 7 has been drawn a ton of times in the past year,
Mhm.
I should like run out and buy a ticket with the number 7 on it.
Well, not quite.
Okay.
It's important to remember that, even hot numbers can go cold,
Right. Correct.
and vice versa. But exploring this historical data can be a cool way to engage with the numbers.
So it's more about making a choice with some information behind it
Exactly.
than it is like a guaranteed winning formula.
Yes.
Okay. And the Lotto Secret actually mentions websites that have all this past data on it.
Oh, wow.
So the feature is access to all this past winning number information.
Okay.
The advantage to that is you can basically become a data detective and you can try to see if there are any interesting patterns.
Right.
And the benefit to that is that you're not just picking numbers out of thin air.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at actual data to inform your choices.
Mm-hmm.
And that just adds like a layer of strategy to it.
Right. And for a lot of people, that strategy, that feeling of agency is part of the fun.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes total sense. Okay, so speaking of fun,
Yeah.
I've got to ask about using significant dates to pick lottery numbers,
Okay.
like birthdays or anniversaries.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're, putting extra luck on those numbers.
I think there's definitely a psychological appeal to it.
Yeah?
It makes the game feel more personal.
Right. It's like those numbers have a story behind them.
Exactly. But we also have to talk about the potential downsides.
Oh, yeah?
If you only pick dates, you're limiting the combinations of numbers that you could choose.
Okay, so it's like shrinking the pool of numbers you could pick.
Exactly. And the other thing is, if you win with a really common date,
Huh?
there's a higher chance you're going to have to split the pot with other people who chose that same date.
Okay, yeah, that would take a little of the fun out of winning millions.
Yeah.
Now imagine if technology could give us a little helping hand
Okay.
with this number game, and the Lotto Secret talks about online tools and software that are made to analyze these lottery numbers. Yeah, I'm all about working smarter, not harder.
For sure.
So what do these tools actually do?
Well, they can be anything from random number generators, which basically make the choice for you,
Oh, wow.
all the way to complex analysis software that goes through tons of historical data.
Okay, so let's say I'm not a math whiz, but I love the idea of finding patterns.
Yeah,
This is a game changer for me.
for sure.
The feature here is basically like having a digital assistant to
Right.
go through all these numbers.
Exactly.
The advantage to that is that it saves me tons of time
Mhm.
and maybe find some patterns that I wouldn't see on my own.
Right.
And the benefit to that is that it might lead me to, some hidden trends that could inform my choices.
Exactly. But again, we have to remember that even the most sophisticated software can't predict the future.
Right, of course.
They're tools, not fortune tellers.
Right, because at the end of the day, it is still a random draw.
Yeah.
Which kind of brings us to this next point that the Lotto Secret makes, which is understanding the odds of winning. It's something that we don't really think about when we're caught up in all the excitement.
Yeah, it is easy to get swept up in the dream of winning,
Totally.
but you have to face the mathematical reality.
For sure.
The odds of winning the jackpot are astronomical.
Astronomical. It's like it makes finding a needle in a haystack look like a piece of cake.
Yeah. Right?
So how do we even wrap our minds around odds like that?
It's a great question, and the Lotto Secret uses a really great analogy.
Okay.
Imagine trying to pick a specific grain of sand from an entire beach.
Okay, now that puts it into perspective.
Right.
So if the odds are that slim, should we even bother playing?
Well, that's where a shift in perspective can be really helpful.
Okay.
What if instead of just focusing on the jackpot,
Yeah.
we think about those lower tier prizes?
Oh, that's interesting. Is that even like a strategy people use?
Well, think about it. The odds of winning a lower tier prize
Yeah.
are significantly better than hitting that jackpot. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That's all we ask for our efforts.
So with those lower tier prizes, you're basically increasing the chance that you'll actually experience a win.
Yeah.
Even if it's not like millions of dollars,
Yeah.
like, climbing a smaller mountain first to get your, winning muscles ready.
Right.
So the feature is playing for those lower tier prizes.
Okay.
The advantage is that your odds are way better.
Yeah.
And the benefit of that is, well, who doesn't love a win?
Exactly.
Even if it's not the mega millions.
Yeah, it's a different way to approach it. And for some people, the smaller wins can be really satisfying.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. So we've talked about using data. We've talked about, those significant dates.
Yeah.
And we even talked about software.
Right.
What other strategies are in the Lotto Secret?
Well, this one might surprise you.
Okay.
It involves like stepping away from the numbers themselves
Oh, okay.
and tapping into a different kind of resource.
All right.
Human expertise.
Oh, are we talking to like past lottery winners?
Well, those stories can be interesting, but the Lotto Secret suggests a different approach.
Okay.
Talking to people who are familiar with the lottery system.
Wait, so are you saying we should call up the lottery people
Uh-huh.
and ask them for their secret winning strategies?
Yeah.
Do you think they would actually tell us?
I wouldn't expect them to tell you like a secret formula,
Okay.
but they can definitely tell you about the rules, the odds, the procedures.
So it's less about getting like insider tips
Right.
and more about understanding how it all works.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's like getting a backstage pass.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
So you might not walk away with the winning numbers,
Right.
but you'll understand a lot more.
Yeah, and that knowledge can be really empowering.
Yeah, for sure.
It takes away some of the mystery,
Uh-huh.
and then you can approach the game with more confidence.
Okay, so let's break this down.
Okay.
The feature is you get to talk to the people who run the lottery.
Right.
The advantage is you're getting information straight from the source
Yeah.
that you can't really get anywhere else.
Uh-huh.
And the benefit is that you're not just playing blindly.
Exactly.
You understand the rules in the system.
And you know what else? What?
It's free.
Oh, I love when things are free.
Yeah,
So, okay, we've talked about a lot of stuff.
we have.
I think we should do a quick recap,
Okay.
just to make sure everyone's on the same page.
Sure.
So we started by saying there's no guaranteed way to win.
Right. No magic formula.
We talked about looking for patterns in past winning numbers.
Yep.
We talked about those significant dates.
Uh-huh. The good and the bad.
And then we even got a little futuristic
Yeah,
with the software that analyzes all the data.
that's right.
But we also talked about how important it is to understand the odds.
Yes, using that grain of sand analogy.
Yes, and then instead of getting discouraged by that,
Right.
we talked about maybe aiming for those smaller prizes.
Exactly.
Just to increase our chances of winning something.
Yep. Even if it's not millions.
And then finally, we talked about reaching out to the lottery.
To learn more about how it all works.
Yep,
Wow. The Lotto Secret is full of information.
it is. And it gets even more philosophical from here.
Ooh. Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more. All right, so what's this philosophical twist?
It's the concept of luck.
Luck.
Yeah, we've talked about all this strategy,
Right.
odds, and even human expertise.
Mm-hmm.
But what about that element of luck?
It's like the word everyone whispers when they talk about the lottery.
Exactly. Is it real?
Right.
Is it random?
Yeah.
Can you control it?
It's the big question.
Yeah. And the Lotto Secret talks about this too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it says that luck, however you define it,
Yeah.
seems to play a role in a lot of things in life,
For sure.
including lotteries.
So how do we balance that with, data and strategy?
Right. Well, I don't think it's one versus the other.
I
I
do.
think of it more like they work together.
Okay.
So imagine you've done all this research,
Uh-huh.
analyze the trends, you picked your numbers,
Okay.
you feel really prepared.
Like I've got a plan.
Exactly. But then on the night of the draw,
Yeah.
something totally random happens.
Huh?
Like a butterfly flaps its wings in Brazil,
Okay.
and that causes a chain reaction
Wow.
that changes which balls pop out of the machine.
So it's like all these unpredictable things we can't control.
Exactly. And that's where luck comes in.
I see what you're saying.
It's not about ignoring chance,
Right.
but it's knowing that even with that randomness,
Yeah.
we can still make choices.
Uh-huh. Choices that make us feel like we have a little bit of control.
Exactly. And maybe that feeling of control is
Yeah.
why we love lotteries so much.
It's not just about winning.
Right.
It's about everything leading up to it.
Yeah, the excitement, the journey.
And that's what the Lotto Secret is all about.
It's not about getting rich quick.
Right.
It's about exploring and learning and thinking differently about numbers.
We talked about data odds
Yeah.
strategies.
Yeah.
But in the end, it's up to each person
Right.
to decide how they want to play.
That's the cool thing. There's no right or wrong way to do it.
Yeah.
Some people love finding those trends,
Mhm.
and others just like to let the random number generator pick for them.
And some people, love using those dates that mean something to them.
Right. It's all about what you enjoy.
What makes it fun for you?
Exactly.
This deep dive has been amazing.
Yeah.
We learned about so much more than just lottery strategies.
Right.
Like luck and chance and the psychology of it all.
That's for sure.
This feels like just the start of our number adventure.
I think you're right. Who knows what other math mysteries are out there?
Or whatever they are.
Yeah.
I'll be ready to explore them.
I love that.
Thank you so much for joining us on this journey.
Absolutely.
And remember, keep exploring.
Yeah.
Keep dreaming.
And maybe those lucky numbers will find you.
I'll see you next time.